Good day, Simmers. Welcome to SIMantha's FreePlay. And for this episode, we will again discuss the duplication glitch. We'll check out what's working still after the major update. And then we will also be discussing different ways and materials that you can use in doing the duplication glitch. So that would include cupboard counters and then mirrored sinks. Okay. And we will also be discussing some important details on what to avoid in order not to fail in the duplication glitch. So let's start with the first one. The first one is the initial duplication glitch I learned from another simmer, another YouTuber. It's Random Content, I think that's her channel's name. And this is the one that will have a couple of wall TVs, couple of cupboard counters, and a plain dining table. So we just created a 1x4 room and decided it's a 3x4 room. And we're now going into our electronics folder, and we are selecting a couple of wall TVs. So wall TVs would not really matter whether you're using two of the same type or two different types of wall TVs. It wouldn't matter. So let's use the same type for this initial glitch. So I selected the white one, and I placed this couple of wall TVs on the wall to the right on the first room, and then we move on to getting our cupboard counter. So the counters should have the capability of holding table decorations. So normally that would be your countertop that has a cupboard or the one that's extending to the ceiling. So I will be using the gray cupboard counters. I'll use a couple of them and place this against the wall on the other room, the second room, and that's the wall towards the left. Now we are gonna exit the countertop folder and then go into the dining room folder, and we are gonna pull out a dining table. Just use a plain one. I normally use the pink one when I do the duplication glitch, although it wouldn't really matter what dining table you use, so long as it's something that can hold a decoration on top of it, because there are dining tables that won't. So it wouldn't also really matter whether you place this outside in the meantime, outside the room, or if you place it directly inside the second room toward the right side of the wall, uppermost. So we're gonna select an item. I'm gonna be using a platinum life orb for this initial exercise, and I'm going to put that on one of the cupboard counter, and then click the check sign, and then we exit the life orb folder and go into room mode, and then we attempt to size up the first room to a 2x4 and then cancel. Click the X, and then you will see that the cupboards are blinking red. So that's one important detail of the glitch that will help you to confirm that it's working. Another thing you need to make sure is that when you transfer the item to the table, that you don't drag it. Do not drag it. Tap on the cupboard counter and then tap on the table. When you tap on the cupboard counter, you can see that the plus sign is grayed out. That's the second thing you will need to make sure will happen, because that's part of the glitch. Okay, so the life orb is now transferred to the table. We go back to room mode, and then we attempt to size this down to a 1x3 room by pulling up the second room, and then cancel. Click the X, and you will notice the life orb has now multiplied into two. We have one on the cupboard counter, and then we have one on the table. But to make sure that the glitch really works, the best thing to do, as I said in the previous video about duplication glitch, you have to check the inventory, go into your life orb folder, and you can see that the platinum life orb we selected has now been duplicated to 65,000 plus. And what I normally do is, for life orbs, it's best to sell them. One main reason is because they sell for a lot of simoleons. Like for the platinum life orb, each one of them will sell at 300,000 simoleons. One other important fact about duplicating table decorations, you should have either just one or two left in the inventory. The first item we duplicated earlier was the last one in the inventory. Now let's duplicate an item that has a quantity of two remaining. You don't have to rebuild the rooms, just make sure you remove the previous items used during the last duplication. This other working option for the duplication glitch, I learned this from Tara Wells. So if you have a quantity of two left in the inventory, you can place them on the cupboard counters if that's what you're using, and they will still duplicate. So I'll show you how that works. We'll basically be doing the same drill. We pick out a couple of wall TVs. Again, like I mentioned, it will not matter if you're using a wall TV of the same type, same color, or if you're using two different types of wall TVs, it will not affect the glitch. So long as you make sure you put the wall TVs against the wall toward the right on the first room. That's where they should be positioned. And then we pull out a couple of cupboard counters. Later, we will also learn how to do the duplication using mirrored sinks. That's in case you don't have this type of cupboards in your inventory. There's another way to do it. So we'll use the same cupboard counters. We're going to use the gray ones. And we're going to place them against the wall towards the left on the second room. And then next, we're gonna pull out the dining table. We're gonna use the same one we used earlier. That's the pink one. And then this time, let's place it inside the room. And then we select the decoration. Go into the decorations folder and then filter to table decorations, and let's use this yacht table decoration because I have two of them left in the inventory. So I pull out the first one and then I place it on one of the cupboard counters, and then do the same thing with the remaining one in the inventory. Just refilter the table decorations, it will show up again, and then place this on the counter. And we exit the inventory and then go into room mode. Basically what we did earlier. We're gonna try as if we're gonna size up the first room into a 2x4, and then we cancel. And then exit room mode. You will again notice that the cupboards are blinking red. That means the glitch is working. And then we will now move or transfer the decorations to the table. Do not drag. You need to tap on the cupboard and then tap on the table. So we do that one by one. Okay, there we go. And then go back to room mode, and then we size down the second room to a 1x3, moving upward, and then cancel. And then exit the room mode and you will see that it has now duplicated into 4 pieces of the same table decoration. And again, to confirm that it has duplicated to 65,000 plus, we go into inventory, click on decoration folder, and the first item you will see is the yacht decoration. It's been duplicated to 65,000 plus. Next would be using just one cupboard counter, and we are going to duplicate a table decoration that has just one quantity left in the inventory. I'll just let you go through the video because this is going to be basically the same drill as the past 2 duplications we had done in this video. This item that we have duplicated is actually a hot dog tray. It's a rare item in my inventory. That's why I decided to use this. And as you can see, it's duplicated to 65,000 plus. For rare items, unless it's a life orb, I do not sell them. I just place them back into the inventory. The thing with selling items other than the life orb, it will decrease your town's value. Let's now try to do this with the use of the mirrored sink, and we'll use one that can only hold one table item. We'll try it with one of the other life orbs that I have in the inventory. I'll have you go through the video since again this is the same drill. So as you can see, it has worked with the mirrored sync. The life orb duplicated into 2, and in the inventory you can see 65,000 plus. And as I've mentioned, the first 2 that we have used earlier, we should be selling that. Placing them back into the inventory will not add them up, and besides, it will not affect your town's value. Next, we will do it with a mirrored sink that can hold a couple of items or a couple of table items. So this should be an item that you would want to duplicate, whether a life orb or a rare item, and you have only 2 quantities left in the inventory. Once again, I'll have you go through the video. But notice that on this particular duplication glitch, I will be using 2 different types of wall TVs. And it works. Same thing with the cupboard counters. 2 items have multiplied into 4. And if we quickly check into the inventory, the first item that you will see is the one that we duplicated, and it has duplicated to 65,000 plus. Now, the last type of duplication glitch that we will be doing is whether or not we can be able to do the duplication glitch at the basement. And the answer would be yes. So I'm gonna have you go through the video once again. I have the same sized rooms underneath ready for this next duplication glitch. So there you have it. It seemed to have worked once again, but let's quickly check the inventory. I'm hoping that all these different ways of doing the duplication glitch will be very helpful in your venture to duplicate items, rare items, or life orbs. And yes, the inventory does indicate that we now have 65,000 plus of that last item that we have duplicated. So thank you again for watching, and on our next episode, I will be teaching you how to create a floating room. So I do hope that I'd see you there. Once again, happy simming!